Hi everyone, welcome to Facebook Live. Today at 3:30, this is Experiencing Intelligent Breakthroughs in Your Performance and Life. And we're talking about in business. So most of you all work for someone or you work as an independent, you have your own company, and you also live a life. And so today we're talking about solving performance anxiety. So what is anxiety? Anxiety is worry or stress or confusion about the future, about something that's yet to happen, but most likely you know that you'll be participating in some kind of future activity or event or need to get something accomplished, and you have some wants in the future. And so since we have that, what does that do to you if you have performance anxiety? I've asked a lot of my clients this, and really what it does is it diminishes their capacity to perform. So why would you want to diminish your capacity to perform? Actually, you don't. There's no one that does it on purpose. No one wants to experience performance anxiety, but we do. And today I want you to learn 3 techniques to help solve performance anxiety. Now, in this Facebook session, it sometimes sounds very simple and these techniques might work for you. However, I don't know your specific situation, and until I do, then this is just a good baseline. This is a good foundation for understanding performance anxiety and really trying to solve it. However, to know your specific situation and to customize a solution for you, for your business, your employees, your workplace, I would need to do an assessment, and we'd have to know how to measure performance anxiety in your workplace and then calculate, okay, if it goes away or is reduced by 25% or 50% or 80%, what does that achieve for you? And for a lot of people, it really achieves a lot more than they think it does when we first measure it. And I give you 3 techniques to be able to solve your performance anxiety. The number 1 technique is to plan your day with mental performance routine. So in other words, in the morning, for example, for me, I wake up in the morning, get dressed, come downstairs, I set up breakfast, and I then bring my mom downstairs, and then I make tea, make sure all her needs are met. And once all her needs are met, then I can give her tea and I can go to my meditation cushion and I sit there with my eyes closed and I literally plan in chronological order, step by step, what I'll be doing. So, for example, this morning I dressed, I came downstairs, set up my mom's breakfast, made tea, brought my mom downstairs, got my tea, sat on my cushion, and then I closed my eyes and I meditated. And now, what I'm meditating, I'm not really meditating, I'm doing my mental performance routine. So I'm planning my day. So, for example, I said, okay, I need to contact these 3 people via email. So I did that, got that out of the way. Then I know I want to stretch. And then I know that I want to work on my ball handling, my basketball ball handling. Then I knew that I had an exercise functional physiology trainer appointment at 9. Then after 9, I came home and I contacted, or actually someone contacted me. And so that was an unexpected success. And so just continuing to communicate with them to understand what their situation is. And then I did some research, and then I prepared lunch, then ate lunch, and then at 1 o'clock, I actually did meditate, real meditation. And then it's now 3 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock, I pray. And at 3:30, I do a Facebook Live session and also do one at 4 o'clock. And then after this Facebook Live session, I will go back to work. And after that, tonight, I have a board meeting. I'm on the board of Greenville Interfaith Forum. And then after that, I have soccer refereeing tonight. So that's what I'm doing this whole complete day. Now, out of that, it's very important that you're doing this mentally with your eyes closed in chronological order. The reason is because you have a certain amount of capacity. And if you walk into a building and I say, hey, go into that building and go to the restroom. Well, if you've never been in that building, then you'll go in and you'll search around looking for the restroom. And right then and there, you're wasting some seconds, some time. There's a little bit of confusion. There's a little bit of angst on, where's the restroom? Okay, let me look for the sign. However, if you've already been there, or if someone tells you what to look for as you enter the building, then you spend less time being confused or disoriented or having angst, and you actually can go right to the restroom. So that's very important for you to understand that by having those diversions, that's diminishing your capacity. And so by planning your day with a mental performance routine, you're basically taking away those seconds during the day, maybe minutes, just depends on your situation, to where your mind is not optimized. And as you do that throughout the day, depending upon your day, you'll see that it's easier for you to perform because your mind thinks that you already know what you're going to do and where you're going to be. And that is essential, because as those seconds or minutes are diminished, what you'll see is you'll actually, in a way, you're creating time. You're not really creating time, but you're taking away those distractions, so it makes it feel like you have more time. Your brain thinks you have more time. And that's essential. So you're functioning at your optimal capacity. So that's the mental performance routine. Now, for me, the three things that I need to do every morning, or most mornings, is set up breakfast, make the tea, and then do my stretches, which I have stretches, and then work on my ball handling. And the reason I do that, first of all, it's good to eat breakfast. It's good to take care of someone and get them situated. And it's good for me to have my mental performance routine. But then I go into the second technique, and this is what is your morning physical performance routine? Your physical performance routine. Just like you can study and learn, until you actually do it, you also need to actually do it, actually experience it. Same thing in sports. You actually need to learn about it and see it, but you also need to do it or experience it. And so my physical performance routine for me is stretching and basketball ball handling. And the reason I do those two is because if I don't, in the back of my mind, the whole day, I'm thinking, I didn't do my stretching, I didn't do my ball handling. Oh, I'll have a few minutes before lunch or after lunch, or oh, I can just do them in the evening. And it's just running in my mind the whole day. And so it's like an accomplishment to set me in the right frame of mind, put me in the right mindset, the right mood. keep me motivated and inspired. So I do my stretches, and then I go outside and I feel the air, and it feels so nice this morning. The springtime here in Greenville, South Carolina is amazing. And I go outside and I work on my ball handling. And I've been doing it for a while now, and I've gotten good. I'm improving. I can get better for sure, but I've come a long way, and I'm continuing to work on mastery of basketball. Now, what does that do for me? One, I get to go outside and I experience the fresh air. Two, it gets my body's endorphins flowing. It just gets me moving physically and gets out of my head some. Okay, I did that in my morning mental performance routine, was this planning my day. Once I got that out of the way, then I do my morning physical performance routine. And this doesn't take long. The stretching and the basketball probably takes no more than 15 minutes, depending upon how long I go. And that is enough to just get my whole body and my system, my mind and everything just wide awake and energized and just flowing with endorphins. And so that's the second technique. What is your morning physical performance routine? And then this is so important. The third one is only do what you love doing. Be yourself. I know that you think there's no way, or you might think there's no way I can do what I love doing. I do what I do because I need to, because it supports my living. I will say this. I've been in that type of situation, and what I'm saying is that you should love doing what you do, because that's allowing you to do something else that you might love doing even more, whatever that may be. But hopefully you really do love doing what you do where it's at. And a lot of times when people don't, it's not really because they don't love what they're doing. It's because they need to work on their communication skills. Something in their environment's not right. There's a relationship issue. Something to that effect is causing some performance anxiety. So therefore you don't love what you're doing. So find something that you love doing. I only do what I love. And ever since I started to be myself in that regard, and then tune in, not trying to keep anything out, but tune in value. So I tune in value. I tune in happiness. And so throughout the day, that's what I do. So that's a technique that's essential. And when you do that, and as part of that technique, you evaluate. You evaluate how well is your mental performance routine in the morning going? How well is your physical performance routine in the morning going? And what you're doing that you love doing, how well is that going? And how can it be so much better? And just by doing it consistently, there'll be little increments or breakthroughs. You just don't know exactly when those breakthroughs are coming. And so I'm not saying in the morning when you plan your day mentally that you are able to do everything in the order that it comes. No, because there's always the unexpected in a day. In fact, today I had 2 or 3 unexpected events occur, and fortunately they were all positive. However, this gives you leeway, and it trains your brain to know what your day will be like. When you have that mental performance routine and the physical performance routine, that gets you energized and creates those endorphins. And then when you do only what you love doing, or find the reason why what you're doing allows you to do something that you love doing, and then evaluate. That's essential. And what happens is you're solving your performance anxiety, and all those distractions or those little times when you're going away for a second, a millisecond, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 1 minute, 2 or 3 minutes. that diminishes to where your brain and your mind doesn't feel the anxiety anymore because it feels that it has more time to do what it needs to accomplish. And you actually really enjoy feeling your time. Time all of a sudden is not a factor that you have to keep in the forefront of your mind. It's actually supportive of what it is that you want to accomplish. So that's my message today on solving performance anxiety. And you know, the ones here that are my clients that have my workbook, that do my workbook, and the ones who've been in my sessions where I do a learning workshop and I teach you how to fill out the workbook to maximize it or optimize it. You know how this works. And you know it only takes about 15 minutes a day. Now, if you're someone who's working for a company and you have employees and in your workplace you're experiencing performance anxiety, or your company is, contact me and I'll assess what it is. We'll put in a strategic intervention that's customized for your office, your workplace, your organization, and your employees, and for you, because each person is a little bit different. And we will then put together a strategic intervention and measure it so that we can actually see qualitatively and quantitatively what the outcomes are. So that's what I have today. I hope you have meaningful triggers set up for this evening. I know this evening, excuse me, my meaningful trigger is that I'm meeting someone who I've not met in person. I've only met through text tonight, and I'm really, really looking forward to that because we've exchanged so many texts, and that's just going to be amazing to be able to actually meet the person in person. That will be amazing. So that's my meaningful trigger for this evening. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but it does have to be meaningful. I will see those of you who want to join me at 4 for experiencing innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. And we'll also be talking about solving performance anxiety. However, we'll apply it to innovation and entrepreneurial leadership.